So what is a Windows servers? Let's have a look. So this is the one of the servers. So when you talk about servers, what is a servers? When you talk about server means it could be hardware, it could be software. There's two things. Hardware means when you have a hardware service, when you have a physical hardware servers, that is the hardware part. And once you have a hardware, it could be one of the desktop computers that can be used as a servers as well. But when you say servers hardware, that means it may have good CPU power. It got like large storage and enough memory and stuff. So servers normally hardware will be stronger than the normal desktop and laptop computers. So that's the hardware. On top of the hardware, we install the operating system. Same as Windows 10, we have that is operating system. So once we using our laptops or desktop, we using the Windows 10 operating systems. And this course, MCSA Windows Server 2016, we have a server operating system, server OS. So we're going to install these operating systems, and then we can use these services. Such as this is my Windows 10 computers. Right, this is my Windows 10 computers, and yeah, this is our classroom in Sydney. So basically, my Windows 10 computers, I have operating systems, and I'm running many different applications in here. So when you talk about servers, servers is another operating system. So this is the server operating systems, and let's say this is our physical hardware. Top of that, we can install our Windows Servers operating system. And difference between servers and client. Servers providing many different services, and client is getting those services. For example, this is our servers, and in our network, we may have some laptops, we may have some desktops, we may have some Windows 10 PC, such as this is maybe PC1, this is PC2, this is PC3. We may have some, maybe we have some laptop as well. Maybe this is first one is laptop. So many different kind of device we may have in the network, but all the devices, they'll be connected with switch. This is our switch. So let's say this PC, they are connected with switch. And these servers also connected with switch. So servers providing many different kind of services, and client will get those services. So what kind of services server providing? For example, this one. We provide servers provide authentications. Authentications means, for example, this PC, someone want to log into this PC, PC1, PC2, or PC3, they're part of our network. So all the username and password, identity, authorizations, everything will be provided from these servers. So authentication, authorizations provided by these servers. DHCP means it can provide IP addresses. So if this PC, they need IP address, server can provide these IP addresses. DNS does name resolutions. So for PC1, PC2, PC3, all name resolutions can be done from the server side. Then storage, file servers. File servers is one of the most common things we have in the enterprise or company. So file services, file sharing, file servers, all these sharing options, including security. Security also provided by these servers. And many things. Load balancing. Applications, you want to do some applications load balancing. Servers is providing that one. Then in ITIL, maybe you study some high availability. High availability. So high availability also provided from these servers. High availability. Then many other things. Update management. If you have hundreds of devices, all the device updates can be managed from this server side. Directory services, certificate services, group policy, GPO. So that means servers got hundreds and hundreds of services. Those services can be used by these client devices. Client will get those services, and with the servers, centrally we'll be able to manage those devices. That's what we'll be able to do. And major things, virtualizations. Virtualizations. So virtualizations also provide from these servers, such as in Microsoft we have HyperV. HyperV is the Microsoft server virtualizations. What is the virtual machines? Once you have a hardware, top of that we'll be able to create some virtual machines. They are the VM. All these virtual machines, they will run top of these hardware servers. So in our course, we're going to use pretty much all the virtual machines we're going to use. This is VM1, this is VM2, this is VM3. So you can see that virtual machines is there. They came from these actual server operating systems. From the servers, they are actually using the server's hardware, but they are isolated environment. They are individual computers. So now in this infrastructures, we have 3 devices, 3 PC, and 3 virtual machines. Actually, we have 6 hosts or 6 devices we have in our network. So as you can see, all the services is providing from this server's operating system. So that's why this is very important. Even all these services these days, Microsoft providing from the cloud. So I think this one we don't need anymore. Just remove this one. What is a cloud? Cloud means similar things is happening from the Microsoft side, such as this is Microsoft Cloud. Name is Azure Cloud. That is their name. And over there, file servers, DNS, authentications, security, load balancing, availability, updates, group policy, virtualizations, everything can be run from there. So in the cloud, you can create VM, storage, it's called Azure AD, then DNS, and many services. So almost everything can be run in the cloud. So cloud is another services, and these days we have the synchronizations from the cloud to on-premises services. We can have the synchronizations. We just need to, okay, just put it here. Yes, so that cloud and on-premises, this is called hybrid infrastructures. So that's how many organizations they run these days. Many applications you can run in the cloud, but they can be integrated. So Windows servers, and even in the cloud, you create a virtual machines. You need a Windows servers. If we move to another vendor such as VMware, so VMware you can create a pretty similar like a virtualization. If you have a VMware and if you run VMware is another vendor, same like our Hyper-V. So top of that, you'll be able to create all these virtual machines. All this VM you'll be able to create. Like that. Okay. If you create VM, then this is Microsoft, this is VMware. But top of the servers or virtual machines, we need the operating systems. So operating systems, we have either Linux operating systems or Microsoft Windows servers. So Windows servers is very popular. So majority of the device, they using this Windows servers 2016 operating systems. So operating systems you can run in the host machines, in the virtual machines. So many different scenario you can use. You can use these operating systems. You can implement this one. Now, in our server class, we're going to study all these topics. We're going to study. There's many more topics. All of them we're going to study, and majority of the stuffs we're going to implement. So let's go back to our topics. So first topics, it will be installations. We're going to discuss installing, upgrading, and migrating servers and workloads. So in these chapters, we're going to look at Windows Server 2016, preparing and installing Nano Servers and server core, preparing for upgrades and migrations, migrating server roles and workloads, Windows Servers activation models. So these topics we're going to discuss. Now, first thing we're going to discuss Windows Servers 2016 editions, hardware requirements, overview of installations options, managing servers remotely, Windows PowerShell. Those things we're going to look at in here. Maybe you can turn off the mute the sound if you're not communicating now. Yeah, cool, fantastic, cool. So we're going to look at new what is new since Server 2008. So these topics we're going to look at. Now, Windows Server's operating systems, we have a few different versions, such as Essential, Standard, Data Center, a Hyper-V Servers 2016, Storage Servers. So it has a few different versions. Windows Servers Essential, this is mostly built for small business. It doesn't support any virtualizations. For example, a company has 10 to 15 people and they need some file servers and authentication servers. They can use this Windows Servers Essentials, this operating system. Windows Servers 2016 Standard. This is for small to medium-sized businesses. You can have 2 virtual machines. Windows Servers 2016 Data Centers. In the data centers editions, you can create unlimited virtual machines. So data centers, mostly for the large enterprise, they're using these data centers editions. And if your company only want to create virtual machines and use the virtual machines, you can have only Microsoft Hyper-V servers. We can use these servers. This one is same as VMware. This is just the Hyper-V servers. Once you have a Hyper-V, top of that you'll be able to create virtual machines. Now, Storage servers, it has workgroup and standard. This is mostly for, to manage the storage inside our network. So Microsoft Windows Server 2016, it has all these editions. Now, hardware requirements, if you want to install Windows servers, we need processor architecture 6x64. These days, majority of the hardware, they actually based on 64x64. Previously, we had x32 as well. Processor speed 1.54 gigahertz. We need a good processor. RAM 512 MB. Hard drive space 32 GB. So all these things is required. This is very minimum specifications, but we need a bit more than that. If you have a better specifications, our machines will run better. Now, these days, when you talk about installations, we work with virtual machines. Let's say these days you may have your laptop and many services we using from the cloud. For example, now we communicating via Zoom services. So that is also in the cloud. So you, me, everyone connected over there. If we and Dropbox, that's also software as a service. That's actually Dropbox storage. In the cloud, somewhere they have the storage. Cloud means some data centers, maybe they have some storage. And we are connecting over there. We're sharing, but all the documents and everything is located inside the data centers. So these days, many things is running in remote locations. Same as virtual machines, we are using virtual machines a lot. Let's say 15 years back, 20 years back, if you want to run one web applications, you need to had a servers, physical servers, and then you can do something over there. If you need another servers, you can do physical servers and you do like that. It was 15 years back, it was like that. Now these things we don't need anymore. We have a virtual machines. We can run applications, many different services we can run over there. We just need a physical machines to host these virtual machines. That's what we need. And in our lab environment, we're going to use virtual machines a lot. Now, we're going to create one of the virtual machines and we're going to look at. Now, there are a few different kind of installations method we have. One is Windows Servers 2016 desktop experience. Desktop experience means this is a full GUI, graphical user interface will be there. Then core means command prompt. There'll be no graphical user interface, only you'll have the command prompt. For example, Linux machines, they have the command prompt. Now, Nano Servers. Nano Servers is small versions of Windows servers. Very specific purposes, Microsoft created this one. Now we're going to install one of the Windows Server 2016, and we're going to have a look at that one. So let's go to our HyperV Managers, and on the right hand side you can see New. So please click New, Virtual Machines, and then you'll get this window. Mahdi, you okay with that?
I'm trying to do that.
So yeah, you put your mouse, you go over there, see New, click on New. Can you? I can see you logged in. That's fantastic. But could you please click over there? Yes, virtual machines. Yes, now it's good. Yeah. So you just follow this one. Now click for Mahdi. You click next, and then you see this window. Okay. So this is the virtual machines creating window. So I'm going to put my name. I put Z because that's how my name starts. I put Z VM1. Okay, so you put M for Mahdi, you put M VM1. Yeah, Ben VM1, yeah, like that. So just make sure like you can recognize your VM because there's other virtual machines in the computer. So you just put like that. Yes, cool. And no space in server side. Either you can put dash, that's fantastic, but no space. Space, sometimes we need this VM, that time space makes some problem. So then click next. Once you click next, you'll see generation 1 and generation 2. Generation 1 is old versions of virtual machines. If you need to run any 32-bit servers, then that time you need generation 1. But generation 2, we're going to use generation 2, that is the new versions. It supports a lot of security features, virtualizations features, security features, many new features it supports. So please select generation 2. Cool. Click next. Then this is the memory. Our virtual machines need a memory. So by default is allocated 1024. Leave like that, and this is a dynamic memory. That's fine. So keep it default. Click next. After that, networking. It says configure networking. Networking means we can connect our virtual machines with the switch. So in our case, we're going to connect with external 1. If you have external 1 or EX or external, please select that one. Cool. So external 1 is a virtual switch that is connected with our physical network interface card. So leave like that. Next, then this is the hard disk. Our virtual machines need a hard disk. So in here we have 127. This is dynamic. Dynamic means it will not take 127 GB space from your computers. It will take maximum 127, but it may take very minimum space at this stage. So leave it like that and click next. And now we need an image. We need an image to create this virtual machine. So select install and operating systems from a bootable image file. Select that one. Cool. And then click browse. And you go to C drive, users, public documents, and you can see that there's a Windows Servers 2016 image. Public documents, double click public documents. Yes. So I think everyone got it. Yes, everyone got the image. So select the Windows Server 2016 image and click open.
I can't see it.
Who can't see? This is the Windows Server image, right? Windows Server 2016 data center. And click open.
This one here, the refresh one?
Yes, that is the image,
Okay.
operating system image. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone can
Okay.
see. Yes. Yes. Fantastic. Yeah. So we got the image because what is inside the image? Image got the operating systems. So this ISO file we have downloaded from Microsoft site, and we need image to image got the operating systems. So click next and finish. Cool. So now this is your virtual machines created. Now right click on your virtual machines and click connect. So right click on your virtual machines and click connect. No, that's the virtual machines is this one, highlighted one, this one, this blue color, this one. Just click over there and right click and click connect. Right click and connect. Yeah, this is we get the window like that. So once if we click start, then it will ask you to press any button. So make sure we press that button. Click start, and then it will ask you in here, say press any key. Okay, so it's everybody got like this mode, start pxz. Okay, what we'll do, see the this button below the file, there's a 3 button, right? This button, can you see my mouse in here? This one. So please click on that one, and then you press something. So yeah, click on the button. Yeah, press something. Click this button and press something. Yes, everybody got in good. Yes, fantastic. So just wait, and then you'll get the window. Cool. In here we have language. You don't need to do anything. Time and currency. We need to change. So basically we change English Australia. So it will start with E. If we go up a bit, you'll find English Australia. This one. So make sure you select English Australia and then click next. After that, install now. You may get multiple operating systems over there. See the standard evaluations. First one, it didn't say anything, so that means this is a core. We don't want to install core. Second one is Windows Servers standard desktop experience. Please select the second operating system. Yes, click, and it has data center editions. Data centers is good, but we need just standard desktop versions. Click next. And you need to accept and click next. After that, upgrade and custom. Upgrade means if you same servers, if you upgrade from old servers to new one. But in our case, we just need to do clean installation. So you're going to select custom. Custom, and then you can see this is the hard disk you selected. So that's appearing in here. Click next. So click next. Yes, fantastic. So now it's creating the virtual machines. So once we complete this installation, then you'll be able to see that virtual machines, and yeah, this one you can go minimize. Yeah, this way it'll have a better window. Yes, you can minimize the virtual machines if you like. So, or in your case, you can leave like that. That's fine. Leave like that. I'll minimize because I'm going to do something else. Install. We are installing at the moment Windows Server 2016 desktop experience. That one. Now, managing servers remotely. Use the following options to remotely manage a computer running Windows Server 2016. One of the easy options you have looked at, TeamViewer. With the TeamViewer, you can log in from remote locations. That's one of the solutions. That is from third party. But Microsoft, we have another thing called remote server administrative tools. For example, from your Windows 10 computers, if you want to manage the servers, you can download these RSET tools. This is a free tools you can download from Microsoft sites, and once you download, after that you'll be able to see these server managers and management console for each role and features. So this is a remote access tool. Simply you can download and you can use this one to manage your servers. We can use Windows PowerShell remoting and PowerShell Direct. This is two options we have. Remote desktop will be able to use. All these services you're going to use that time you'll see. And firewall exceptions required for remote management. That means if you want to access anything, ensure that firewall is allowing that connections. Now, what is a PowerShell? PowerShell is a scripting language and command line interface that is designed to assist you in performing day-to-day administrative tasks, used for bulk operations, easy automations. We can use get-help users, get-net adapters. PowerShell, whether you have a Windows 10 machines or Windows servers, we have this PowerShell window. PowerShell is similar as command prompt, but Microsoft built this portal or interface. With that we can do many stuffs. We'll be able to get -net IP address. For example, this is similar as ipconfig. In Cisco we do ipconfig, or Microsoft we do ipconfig to check the IP address, but we can do get-net IP address. In this way we can see the get-net get-net IP address is not recognized. Get-net, yeah, get-net IP address. What, I made a mistake. Okay, yeah, we can apply this sort of command. It will provide me the IP address information. So PowerShell simply like a command prompt. We have CMD. My command prompt looks like that. We can do ipconfig. It's providing many informations. So this is the PowerShell. PowerShell we're going to use many different scenarios that time we can see. Now, what's new since Windows Server 2008 was released? New features and improvements introduced in Windows Server 2012 or 12R2, work folders, DHCP failover, IPAM, dynamic access control, data deduplications, storage space, domain controller virtualizations, cloning virtual domain controllers, all these things. So there are different features. Each of the features, majority of the features we're going to configure. That time you'll see how it works. But these are the features was introduced in Server 2012 R2 on that period of time. In Server 2016, we have Nano Servers, containers, Dockers, rolling updates for Hyper-V and storage clusters, hot add remove virtual memory and network adapters, nested virtualizations, PowerShell Direct, shielded virtual machines, Windows Defender, storage space, storage replica, and so on. So all these things, they are new features. So once you configure, that time you're going to have experience about all these stuffs. Now, another thing we have called Nano Servers. So Nano Servers is ideal for use in the following scenarios. Compute host for Hyper-V virtual machines, either in clusters or not. Storage host for a scale-out file servers, either in clusters or not. DNS servers, web servers running IIS, host for applications that are developed by using cloud applications patterns and run in a container or virtual machines. What is it? Nano means is small. For example, we have a laptop and nano laptop. Nano laptop means a small laptop. So Windows servers, we can, Windows servers normally, if we looked at that image is around 7 GB, but nano server image is a small image. For example, you want to deploy one of the applications. So you don't need a full Windows Server 2016. You need only an image where you can run your applications. So Nano Servers is another operating systems Microsoft build, which can be used to perform some specific task. That's why it's a nano, small. So how to install these nano servers? Nano servers installations, media file actually located inside the image. So if I go to this PC, doesn't have anything. Okay. If I go to C drive, everyone go to C drive and then find users, public, same locations, public documents, and look at that operating systems. So these operating systems, inside there's a nano servers file. Microsoft built in such a way that it's actually inside there. So how to check that? Everyone please go to these locations. This PC, C drive, users, public and public documents. Don't worry about the password. We're going to put the password later on. Please go to your host machines, open the file explorer. This is the file explorer. Not from the servers, file explorer. Yes. Mahdi, just open your file explorer. File explorer is this one in the taskbar. This one. Yes. Then say Windows. Oh, you already got that one. Oops, where's that one? Sorry, I'll just show you public documents. Yes, we are like, we can see this one. So right click this one and click on mount. Mount. Click on mount. Yes. Now everybody, you can see that this is the bootable medium we can see. And over there we have the nano servers. So nano servers already built. But what we are looking for, we're going to retrieve these nano servers from here. So how to do that? On the top, if you click on the top bar in here and just want to check, click here, click in the white space, just click. Yes. So which drive it is showing for you? Mine one is E1, D1, D1, E1, D1. Make sure you remember your nano servers locations. This is E1. So what we're going to do, we're going to retrieve the nano server. So what is saying, set up files for the nano servers in -nano servers folder on installations media, which we have looked at, can deploy as a virtual hard disk on a Hyper-V host, a VHD bootable drive on a physical computers, or .wmi file on a physical computers. In our case, we're going to get the virtual hard disk, and then we're going to create the nano servers from that. Create images by using the PowerShell or the Nano Servers image builder tool. That's what we're going to do. So how to install this one? We're going to import module from d:/nano servers image generator dash space and dash verbose. With this command, we're going to import that module. After that, we're going to create new nano server image dash deployment type guest editions standard media path d:/target path c:/temp, and we're going to create this .vhdx and nano servers image. So these things we're going to do with PowerShell command. So in this way, we're going to learn how to retrieve the nano server virtual hard disk from the image, and we're going to learn how to use the PowerShell as well for this task. So these things we're going to look at now. So we're going to search for PowerShell. Everybody please search for PowerShell in the search menu, not here. In the search menu, this is the search options. You see, in my case, if you looked at my window, yeah, PowerShell. And PowerShell, you need to run as administrators. So make sure you click on run as administrators. And it will ask you, you need to say yes. Make sure you run as administrators. Say yes. Yeah, cool, excellent. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to say import import dash module space. My locations is e:/nano server slash nano server image. I'm using tab as well. You can use the tab, sometimes is better. Image generator space dash verbose. Verbose command will display the result. That's why we're using the verbose. So after that, I'll hit enter. Yep, going good. That's not colon. Sorry, that's not semicolon. Colon. D:/. D:/. Import and dash module. Yes, space. D:// yes. Nano server image. Yes, space dash verbose. Yes. So verbose, what is a verbose? Verbose is showing you the result. Like this result we are seeing because of the verbose command. That's pretty much it. 1 second, I'll have a look. Let me check. D:/nano server slash nano. It should be fine now. Nano servers. Once again, I'll click this one. It's cool. Everyone got right? Okay, now second thing, this is the module we import, and second thing, we're going to create this Nano Server image. Please, in here is saying that one, you put two, okay? Because other people, they configured the same thing, so they have Nano Server 1. So we're going to do new dash Nano server. So see, if I put nano is, then I put the tab will fill up the gap for me. So in this way, I don't have to type the whole whole thing. Then deployment type, see, I put DEP and tab, so it will fill up the rest of the informations for me. Guest space dash editions space standard dash media path. My media path is E:/. Your media path will be probably D. Then target path. My target path is C:/TEMP / now I put Nano Servers 2 dot VASDX space dash computer name. I put Nano 2 and it's asking for the password, capital R at UTE 999. Temp. Yeah. So only thing, I put Nano Server 1 instead of that, I put Nano Server 2, and computer name Nano 1, I put Nano 2. And password, so mine one is configuring. I'll minimize this one because it's not doing anything at the moment. Password, we're going to use capital R at UTE 999. Throughout the entire lab, we're going to use this default password. Temp / Nano Server / this one, right? / yes, looking better. Yes, and password, this is the password you're going to put.
Sorry, Zahid, for after target path is a C:/.
Yes, C:/. Yes, you're right. C:/. temp.
It doesn't type.
Yes, looking good. Yeah, everyone pretty much looking good. Only bad things is there's no password. Password, you cannot retype the password. Password is just create only one time. One time you can put the password.
What happens if you put the wrong password? I think
if you put the wrong password, you can't access the VM anymore.
Put in 99 instead of 999.
No, I think you put 99. Yeah, I think you put 999. Otherwise, it wouldn't take the password.
Oh.
I think so. So yeah, looking good.
Yeah, Zahid, so Nano Server 2, we have to put that.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
And then computer Nano 2 or Nano 1?
Nano 2, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Hit enter. Yep. And then you just need to put the password. And password, this is the password. Capital R at UTE 999. This is our default password. For throughout the entire course, you're going to use this password. So you can put, okay. Cool, excellent. So let me check mine one. This should be done by this time. Yeah, you got some message and it's, yeah, looking good. So what this is doing, this is actually retrieving the .vsd file from that locations. So now if I go to my C drive and this temporary folder temp, open that one, see this today is 14/7/22. This is my Nano Server 2 I have imported, right? You got your Nano Server 2. Everybody should have, if installation is done, you should be able to see in here, right? Cool. Now this is a virtual hard disk. It has the entire operating systems. Now, how to check these operating systems? So we need to create a virtual machines, right? Now let's go to our Hyper-V managers, everyone. Let's go to Hyper-V Manager and we create a new virtual machines. Click on new virtual machines. Yeah, name it Nano 2. Nano 2 is your or our like VM Nano 2. And click next. And generation 1 and generation 2, we're going to select generation 2. Click next. And it will take memory, that's okay. Keep it default. Next, connection, select external 1 or external EX. Cool. Click next. And now in this case, now we got the virtual hard disk already, so we don't need to select from here. Please use an existing virtual hard disk. So that virtual hard disk, same like external hard disk, but that's contain the operating system. That's the main thing. So you browse and we go to C drive, temporary folder, and temporary folder, and then we select Nano Server 2. And click open. So that's our Nano Server 2. Mahdi, maybe you need to connect back. Okay, so once we connect, we click next and finish. So that's our Nano 2 servers. Okay, so we configured this Nano server. So let's have a look our Nano. Right click, connect. And then we click on start. Mahdi, you can log in. Okay, now username will be administrator. You can't use your mouse over there because this one is only keyboard and arrow will work. So administrator and password will be capital RADUTE 999. That's the password. Domain information is not required. If you want to go to next line, use tab. Tab.
What's the password again? Sorry.
Capital RADUTE 999. and hit enter. Administrator.
Hey, Zahid, I just,
Yep, you connect back.
my computer just ran out of the charge, so I just.
Oh, okay, that's okay, no problem. We are in, once you connect, then you'll be able to see all these stuffs. So
Yeah.
if you want to put the password, you, yeah, fantastic. Administrators, password. Sorry, password is capital R at UTE 999. This is the password.
What is the domain?
Uh,
Just leave it blank.
Leave it blank, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zahid,
Yeah, it
can you
keeps saying that incorrect.
Make sure you have put the administrator again and password. Login details should be administrator and then password. This should be the login details. And yeah, Mahdi, how are you doing?
Yeah, can you just pass me again the password for?
Password? Okay, sure, sure. Um,
It doesn't connect for me. It says incorrect.
only possibility is if something happened with the password, then can't do much with that. And
Make sure you don't type O. I was typing doing the same thing. But
try different options. Maybe no, in complex R, capital R at, or maybe ROUTE 999. Try that. No.
No, not quite.
Mahdi, so basically for you, you just need to, this is your virtual hard disk already here. You click next
Yeah.
and finish, okay?
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's not working.
And after that, you right click on your Nano 2 and sorry, this is your Nano, right click and connect. And then click start. So I think, Vavik, there's some problem with the password, I think. Yes.
Yeah, looks like. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
log in.
yeah. So there's
I've tried all the options.
so this Nano servers, unfortunately, there's no other options. You cannot, you know, that's what I said at the beginning. You cannot type the password, so there's no confirmations. But what we'll do, just follow this one. So Mahdi, this is the username and password, administrators, and this is the password. There's no, your mouse will not work because Nano servers, normally Nano servers need to be managed remotely.
Zahid, is there a way we can change password after we log in?
From the command prompt, you can change, but that's a remote login and then change the password. There's a different process for that. But
Yeah, because my password is 99 at the moment, not 50.
That's fine. At least, and you can see that once you have Nano servers, there's only 4 options we have. It doesn't have anything. Nano servers mean a very small servers. It has, see the networking and firewall and Windows remote management. Only these things we have. And if you want to use this one, you just need to have a keyboard. You can keyboard and tab, those kind of things will work. Ethernet, if you want to make any changes, there's a F11. This is F11. Oops, see, there's different things come up. Not this one, I want off. Yeah, this is, I think, function F11. So that's how you can use. Only you can manage from the keyboard.
Sorry, what was the password slide again?
That's capital R at UTE 999. So this is the password. So yeah, fantastic. You can log in. You can see that in Nano Servers, there's not much things we can do in here. Only thing we can maybe change the IP address, or even it doesn't have any interface. So entire things need to be configured with the PowerShell. Like, let's say we have done this PowerShell command to build this or create this image. So all the things need to be done from PowerShell. That's the thing you can do. In this way, you'll be able to manage these Nano servers. At the moment, DHCP is enabled. Let's say if you don't want, you can go back. That's your main screen. You can only log in to make some changes with the firewall configurations and maybe IP address configurations. These 2-3 things you can do from here. And rest of the things is kind of like a Linux. If you have used any Linux services, you can understand that everything can be managed entirely from the PowerShell or command prompt. All the applications deployment, any services you want to install, everything need to be done from PowerShell. So Nano servers, that's pretty much it. So you can close this one. We don't need this one at the moment. Now let's go back to our, you can minimize or close. And now let's go back to our servers. Open servers window and just put the password. Make sure you put this password. And this is the password. Yeah, write down this password because we're going to use this password, capital R at UTE 999. You make a screen, you can make a double click on the top, then you can make it a full screen. You go for full screen as well. Or yes, there's better options. Yeah. And you make it minimize the screen, because if you make a full screen, you'll not find the, yeah, virtual machines got a few things such as, let me go to my one, this one, yeah. You need to have this button. This is the login button. So if you don't have, you minimize your VM, then you can get these options. Minimize, just click on minimize button in the middle. This is the minimize. Yeah, now you can see this screen. Enter. So minimize. If you minimize, then you can see all the button in here. Please minimize your, yes. And now see on the left hand side, there's a 3, that's a keyboard sign. Yes, click on that one. Yes. Yes, now you can see the options like me. Now you put the password. You can log in now. So password is capital R at UTE 999.
خودکار این کاغذ برای من میاری؟ مهراب.
So yeah, I can see pretty much everyone logged in. Ben, you're having some issues with your password. Try something. I think when you type, maybe you type a different way, or
Yeah, I'll try a few. I must have typed it wrong.
Yes, maybe 1 digit something happened, so that's why it's not logging in.
Okay,
I have
I think it's going now.
no, that's just kind of Windows is trying something. Just wait over there.
Ah,
So password, it's yeah, need to be write down this one, and next time you always use the same password.
yeah.
And is
Yep.
is a normally Windows 10 take like a normal password. You can put 1, 2, 3, something like that. But server password need to be complex. That is the reason we are using this password, because server doesn't take any normal password.
Is there a way to reset that, or I don't know? I must have typed in something random.
Yeah, no, there's no other options, because
Okay.
this is a new server, so it doesn't have any other password reset options.
Yeah, I was fairly certain I typed it at UTE 999, but must be slightly.
Sometimes it could be R2 UTE 999. Maybe you can try that one.
Oh yeah, I'll try that one.
Yeah, sometimes it's happened with me. So you can try that one. Otherwise, not to worry, just have a look. Try this one. If it doesn't work, then we can just. Yeah, see, it works.
So R2, all right.
Sometimes it's happened with me as well. So it's good, like, okay, cool. So let's go back to our server. So this is the server. So let's have a look. Few things at the moment. Zoom level is auto. If I do 100%, that speed is small. If I do 125, no, that's too big. 100% is better. Oh, I can't do anything after that. Okay, that's fine. So this is the virtual machines we have. You can see that we have our, this is the dashboard. This is the server manager. So majority of the task you'll be able to do from here. Full screen. Can I do a bit better? No. Let's view. Can't do better than that. Okay. Now this is similar, like Windows 10, but it has some extra thing, that is server managers. So server managers normally it has a dashboard. A dashboard got many informations in here, and then we have local servers. Local servers is very important. You can see your server's name in here, whether it is a work groups or domain, you can see from here as well. Firewall, whether it's on or off, you can check. Remote management, enable or disable. Remote desktop, enable and disable. IP address, you can see the IP address as well. All these things you can see. Some update informations, some your servers configurations you can see as well. Processor, RAM, disk space, you can see all these stuffs. So this local servers window is very important. Many things you can do from this single locations or same locations. That's the advantage we have. Now all servers at the moment we have only one because we don't have any other servers, but if we want to add other servers, we can add from here. We can add servers, and in this way we'll have multiple servers in here. File and storage, it has some informations about your servers, volumes, disk, storage pools. Those things you'll be able to see from here. So server managers is very important. Many different scenario. Almost all the time we're using this window. Manage over there many different roles and services and tools. Tools is very important. Majority of the services will find under that tools. All these things will be under tools. So we need this. No, that's a text view, but that's okay, that's fine. So this window is important. We need to know this one. And if we right click the start menu, we can see similar as Windows 10, we can see computer management, disk management, system informations, even where all these options we can see from here. Right? So right click. So virtual machines view, you may have some problem because different resolutions and virtual machines sometimes small, sometimes big. So you can make it full screen. In this way, you can have all the tab and everything. So if I want to log in now, I don't have the button. I can minimize and I can get the button in here. It's very big. I just make it auto. So in this way, it's small. Yes. All right. So far we have looked at how to install the Windows Servers 2016 as virtual machines. We have created Windows Servers 2016. Also, we have looked at Nano Servers. So these things is important. Cool. So how we doing the lab? In the servers, Microsoft Server class, if you want to use these servers, basically you just need to have a virtual machines, or you just need to install the servers. These days, we actually using the virtual machines for any sort of servers configurations and stuffs. If you want to create virtual machines, you need a HyperV. So this is the HyperV, and this is Windows 10 computers. My computer is Windows 10 computers, and I have installed or enabled these features, HyperV. So if you have any Windows 10 machines, and it has to be Pro, Windows 10 Pro or Windows 10 Enterprise home editions, it doesn't support any virtualizations. You can't install Hyper-V if you have a home editions. So you need to have a Pro or Enterprise, then you can install this Hyper-V. Once you have Hyper-V, top of that, you'll be able to create these virtual machines. So at the moment, I have provided you the access to individual computers. Over there, their host machines is Windows 10 operating systems. Is pretty similar like me, and they have Hyper-V. and top of the Hyper-V, you are creating these virtual machines. And for your own practice purposes, if you have a Windows 10 Pro, you can use these virtual machines. Alternatively, you can download the Oracle VirtualBox, and top of the Oracle VirtualBox, you can create these virtual machines as well. Mahdi, you got it?
Yeah.
Cool. So Windows 10 Pro, definitely you can use the Hyper-V, but if you do not have Windows 10 Pro, or if you have a MacBook, for example, you can download Oracle VirtualBox, and then you'll be able to use that Oracle VirtualBox. Cool. So now let's go back to our discussions. Planning for server core. Server core is a more security enhanced, less resource intensive installations options than the desktop experience installations. Server core means it will be completely core, similar like Nano Servers. Nano Server doesn't have any window, but server core you'll have command prompt, and from the command prompt you'll be able to do all these configurations. That's the server core. Server core is more secured. Once you configure, it will be only command prompt. You cannot have GUI versions anymore. And this is the default installations options for Windows 10, Windows Server 2016. And if you want to manage server core, you're going to manage with the PowerShell or other standard tools. With remote management enabled, you rarely need to sign in locally. So if you have command prompt, for example, if I go to my virtual machines, I can go to command prompt, see the command prompt admin. This is the command prompt. From the command prompt, I'll be able to, if you have a server code, you'll have only this command prompt. Okay. You'll have only command prompt. If you have a command prompt, so let's open your virtual machines. Double click on your virtual machines. Yeah, that's your virtual machines. If you want to make a full screen, then it will be easy for you. Yeah, then there's no confusions. And you can go to command prompt. Command prompt, how we can use. If I say host name, hit enter, I can see my computer name. And if I'm talking about if you have a core, how you're going to manage your core servers. That's how you're going to manage. This is your physical, don't mix up with your physical machines and the virtual machines. Physical machines, you got a different window. So if you make your servers bigger, then this is only your virtual machines. Now you can open the command prompt from here. So if I type sconfig, hit enter, sconfig in system configurations. And you can see all the window we have here. In here, you have, domain, workgroup, computer name, local admin, and many configurations options. For example, if I want to do some network settings, I can go to number 8, option 8, hit enter. It's saying that index IP address and stuffs. So this is not my IP address. I put 1 and hit enter. Set network adapter address, you put 1, hit enter. So you can very much follow the options in here. Now it's saying select DHCP, D for DHCP, S for static. So I put, for example, S here and say enter the static IP. I put, that's it, Vabik, that's it, your physical machines. If you change the IP address for your physical machines, you're going to lose your internet connections. Yes, that's your correct. That's your command prompt. Yes, fantastic. Yeah. Sconfig. Type sconfig. One word. Sconfig, one word, no space. Yes, cool. And now you can go to network settings, number 8. Yes, then in your case 0. Oh, you already assigned the IP address? No, that's it from DHCP. Okay. You put 0, enter. Then number 1, yes, and then static S. You type S. Just C is saying S for static. So if I put S and hit enter, yes, I can put 192.168.10. For example, 10.1. Hit enter. Enter subnet mask. Default is this one. Okay. Hit enter. Gateway, I don't have any gateway. So that's pretty much done. You can see that 192.168.10.1 and mask has been created. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Cool.
Sorry, Zahid.
Yes.
Mine was already set up. Am I in the correct one?
So your one is basically that's you need to make changes. That's got an IP address from the other DHCP server. So we need to make changes. So for that, you need to put S. Yes. Enter the static IP. Just put the static IP.
So the static IP 192.168.
Yeah. Mask is 255.255.255.0. So this is one options. In this way, we can make changes. After that, it says return to main menu. I hit 4. I type 4, hit enter. It's take me to main window. In this way, if I want to make any changes with any other options, for example, if you want to change the Windows activations, if you want to log off users, restart, shutdown, everything you'll be able to do. If I want to go out, exit, type exit, hit enter. Enter to select 15. Okay, go back to my command and command prompt. So if you have a server core, then you'll have only command prompt. And if you have a command prompt, you'll be able to manage everything from the, everything means around 80% services you'll be able to manage from command prompt. So close this one. So that's a bit of server core informations. Now, which scenario you're going to use what kind of servers? Nano servers, normally we use if we just need to run only one applications. For example, you want to run only one applications. You want to provisions. So you just need a web servers. For that, you can use simply Nano servers. Small apps, you can use the Nano servers. Server core, some administrators, they don't like any GUI. They simply like the command prompt, and for them, we have these server core options. But day-to-day basis, when you're managing users, computers, and all these things, you need a desktop experience. In our lab environment, we're going to use the desktop experience. Desktop experience means you'll be able to see, all this window and everything. So when you do this kind of installations, you need to have a backup. Perform pre-installation tasks such as backup servers if applicable. Before you make installations, make sure if you have some important things, you can put a backup. In case if you have any problem, you can get those things from the backup. And disable antivirus software, because if you have a antivirus software installed in your host machines, it will verify every single file. In this way, your installation process will be delayed. So that's why we can disable the antivirus software only when we do the installations. And after that, you can run the installation wizard. The way we configure the servers, like password, license agreement, installation locations. So once you have a new servers, you need to have a proper IP address, computer name. If you have a directory services, then we can join this computer to the domain, time, updates, add roles and features, remote desktop features, all these things we'll be able to configure. So if I go to my servers, and if I want to change the name, I'll go to local servers, computer name, click on this computer name. After that, click on change. And then maybe I say server 1, that is my server name. And click OK. And you must restart the computers, click OK. And close, restart now. So it will restart. So is it restart? That's how you change the computer name. Yes, it's restarting now. Cool. Now, in place upgrade versus server migrations. Upgrading means upgrading to Windows Server 2016. You can upgrade from Windows Server 2008 R2 or later. Can only upgrade to same or newer editions. Requires same processor architectures. Migrating to Windows Server 2016 must migrate from x86 versions of Windows servers. Can use Windows Server's migration tools features. Upgrade means same servers you are upgrading. For example, one of the virtual machines, maybe you have a Windows Server 2012 and you want to upgrade to 2016. That's the upgrade. But migration means you have a old servers and you have a new servers. From old servers, many different roles, files and services you are migrating to new servers. That's the migrations. If you want to upgrade, then same or similar editions you can upgrade. And same processor architecture is required. Processor architecture means if it is 32-bit, then you need a 32-bit architectures. If you have a 64-bit, old one, new one need to be 60. Same architectures is required because you are performing the operations in the same servers. But migrating means from old servers, you migrating to new servers. Can use the Windows servers migration tools features. So perform an in-place upgrade when existing servers meet the hardware requirements. Software products installed on an existing server support an in-place upgrade. You want to keep existing data and security permissions. You want to keep existing roles, features, and settings. This kind of scenarios we can have in-place upgrade. And migrations. Remember these two words you need to remember. Upgrading, in-place upgrade means same servers you are upgrading. For example, you have a same servers you're upgrading. You have a old servers and it may have Windows Server 2012. You are upgrading to 2016, same servers. That's called in-place upgrade. And migration means you may have old servers and you may have a new servers. So you migrating workload from old servers to new servers. That is called migrations. So migrations has many benefits, such as it doesn't affect your current Windows servers 2008 or later IT infrastructures. Perform software product migrations in a separate environment. Perform migrations of server roles, features, and settings in separate environment. Ensure new operating system enhancements are installed by default. These are the scenarios you can do migrations. And if you want to migrate, there's some tools we can use. For example, this is called Windows Servers Migration Tools. Name is WSMT. So old servers you need to have, and also new servers, WSMT. This service need to have. Once you have these features, then with that you'll be able to migrate the data, roles, and other informations to new servers. Using solution accelerators, use Microsoft Deployment Toolkit MDT to automate deployments of Windows Server 2016 or other operating systems. Use map toolkits for Windows Server 2016 to perform inventory of your organization's IT infrastructures. Generate a report or proposal based on the Windows Server 2016 readiness assessment to plan server consolidations. Use Windows Servers migration tools to migrate server roles, features, operating system settings, data, and shares. That is the migration tools. This one we talked about, right? WSMT. Windows Servers Migration Tool. This is the WMC tools. MDT is a free toolkit you can download from Microsoft site. Once you download, with that you will be able to customize the image. Some MDT we can use to customize the image. Map tools. Map is a Microsoft assessment and planning toolkit. With that, you can generate some sort of report. For example, you have like 10 to 15 different computers and you want to install some maybe Windows, maybe you want to install like Office products, Microsoft Office products, or you want to deploy some SQL servers over there, or you want to deploy some other applications over there, mostly Microsoft applications. During that time, you can use these map tools. It will just tell whether your servers is ready or not to install the new services. So this MDT map tools, they are free tools you can download from online. I have the map tools, Microsoft. This one, Microsoft Assessment and Planning Toolkit. If we open this one, so this is the third-party tools, not third-party, from Microsoft. You need to download and then you can use this one. But this is what it does. It provides some kind of like environment summary informations. Yeah, you do not have that one, so don't need to download that one. Just have a look in here. So basically, 33 inventory success, 3 machines found, 1 machines inventoried. So desktop, servers, scenarios available, virtualizations, servers, what kind of servers you'll be able to install. So it will tell you those informations. Cloud, it says steps to complete, collect inventory data and stuff like that. Office 365 readiness, yes. 2 total client is tool. 1 is ready, 100% ready to install Office. And some hardware informations. Yeah, this one desktop, you can install Windows 10, you can install Windows 8.1, you can install Windows 7, Office tools you can install as well. So it is showing the readiness program, whether your device is ready to install these stuffs or not. So when you're talking about migrations, migrating server roles within a domain, the roles that you can migrate from supported earlier editions of Windows servers to Windows Server 2016 include ADFS role services, HyperV, DHCP, DNS, network policy servers, print and document services, remote access, WSUS. So all these services you'll be able to migrate. Migrate means old servers to new servers, you'll be able to migrate these systems. So it has some information. So when migrating servers across domains, create a new Windows servers, deploy applications, establish the trust, and then you'll be able to migrate the ADDS objects. So this part we haven't discussed. This is actually 7742. Over there, we're going to study more about Active Directory domain services, forest, trust, and all these things. But it's saying that you'll be able to migrate those roles across the domains. Now, Windows Servers activations model, licensing and activations. Once you create any virtual machines, you need to have a license for that. So organizations can choose between 2 activations strategies, manual and automatic. Manual is suitable when deploying a small number of servers. Automatic, suitable when deploying larger number of servers. This is the 2 scenarios we have. Suitable when deploying small number of servers, suitable when deploying larger number of servers. If you have only few servers, you can manually type the product key. But if you have a lot of servers, client machines, then you need to have some sort of servers. For example, MA key, Microsoft Activations key. This is one of the options we have. With that, we can do the volume activations. For example, you purchase one key from Microsoft, and that same key has 10 different licenses. So that means same key you'll be able to use for 10 different servers. This is one of the options we have. Another options we have KMS servers. KMS stands for Key Management Services. KMS and Active Directory based activations. KMS is a server. How it works? For example, this is your infrastructures. Maybe one of the virtual machines is going to work as like a KMS servers, KMS. So these servers will synchronized with Microsoft servers. Maybe Microsoft, they have their activation servers somewhere in the internet. So KMS servers will contact these servers and activate the product key for these virtual machines and for other services as well. Many companies, they using these KMS servers for activation purposes. Other alternative methods we have, that is called Active Directory based activations. This is another services, directory services, but with these services, you'll be able to activate as well. So KMS and Active Directory based activations, they are very popular, and Mac, many different scenario, we are using this Mac services as well. So that's pretty much the discussions in these sections. One more thing we can check. We go to our virtual machines. Logged in. Once you logged in, then we have many things, but one of the things we're going to look at, migration tools. Windows Servers migration tool. So how to use that one? You go to manage, add roles and features. You can go from manage, or you can go from the dashboard, add roles and features. You go that way as well. So in here, we can click next, next, and we click next. This is your servers. We click next, and in here there are many different services. These are the services we are talking about. Like servers has many different services, but now we need that feature. So that is called Windows Servers migration tools. So this one is not here. So you click next. Under that we have a features. Under the features, if we go down, 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 we'll be able to see that Windows Servers migration tools. Tick that one. Windows Servers migration tools. Tick that one and click next and install. That's how you enable the features or install the features. Once you have done the installations, you can click close this window, and then you go to tools, and you'll find your migration tools over there. So you go to click open, and actually this is not a GUI, this is only command prompt. You can see this command prompt. So if you want to migrate something from your old computers to old servers to new servers, that time you need to use some specific PowerShell commands. See the PS stands for PowerShell. You can run those PowerShell command under this module. Then in this way, you'll be able to move the resources from old machines to new machines. So that is the Windows Servers migration tools. And in this way, we can use many different kind of migration tools. But all this command and stuff, like how you're going to migrate individual roles and services, for that, Microsoft has a separate command list. Those things you can find from the Microsoft Docs or Technique around that side, you'll be able to find those informations. So server migrations is quite a lot of things need to be done. It's a big project. But during that project, you can use this kind of tools. It's called WSMT, Windows Servers Migration Tools. Yeah, this is the Windows Servers Migration Tools. Any questions around that areas today? What we are doing and steps?
No questions. Yeah, I'm new to it, so I'll have to have a play in the labs, I think.
Yes. So you need to go through the labs, and if you want to install the Windows Servers 2016, what you need the image, right? First thing, you need to download the ISO image from, if you search in Google, you can see from Microsoft site, you can download evaluation version. This is free for 6 months. So image you need a HyperV. So HyperV you get from, if you have a Windows 10 Pro or Enterprise, you can get this one, or else you need to download Oracle VirtualBox. Oracle VirtualBox, if you download, top of that, you'll be able to create virtual machines. So I think these two things is required, and you need to have a good, hardware configurations. You need at least 8 GB memory. Yeah, 8 GB memory is required. 120 or 240 GB depends your activity. 120 free space we required only 50 GB. You can create a couple of virtual machines. And what else? Memory need to be at least 8 GB. CPU should be Core i5 or something. So this is the minimum requirements, and 50 GB disk. That's what you need. Cool. Let's have a look what else we have. This section is going to discuss managing disk in Windows servers, managing volumes in Windows servers. We're going to look at these things. Managing disk in Windows servers, selecting a partitions table format, selecting a disk type, selecting a file systems, implementing REFS and VHD, VHDX. So all about disk. selecting a partitions table format. We have a MBR and GPT, two kind of file format we have. At first, let's have a look what is our disk space. So if I go to my virtual machines, this is my virtual machines. And if I want to check the disk and informations, I need to go to, this is the start menu, right click on the corner, and I can go to disk management. So disk management is a locations where we can work with disk. This is my disk management. In here, we can see this is our 450 MB. This is the system reserve partitions. And 400 MB. Yeah, everybody got the same. And this is also EFI. This is the security partitions. And after that, operating systems will be inside your C drive. Okay. So I'm doing everything in my virtual machine, so I can see from here. So majority of the stuff you'll be able to see from here. If I go to disk management, I can see my disk. This is a basic disk. Basic disk, you can create 4 primary partitions. At the moment we have a 1, 2, 3, and we can create 1 more partitions. See the blue color, they are the primary partitions. But if we need to create more than 4 partitions, then we can convert this basic disk to dynamic disk. Now let's have a look how to create the file partitions. So let's say we have C drive. We right click on C drive and say shrink volume. Click on shrink volume. Shrink will get the spare space, and then tell that this is space, this is the free space. In our case, we're just going to create 1 small partitions. Let's say put maybe 100 or 1000, maybe 1 gig partitions we can create. Let's put 1000. And after that, we click on shrink. Shrink means it will actually create 1000 MB space. This is it's created new partitions. And this is unallocated. Unallocated means available for use. So I want to create a new volume. So I right click on this one, new simple volume, and name it, click next. See, this is 999. Click next. It will drive a letter. That's also fine. E drive. Click next. In here, you have a file systems. File systems, you have FAT32, NTFS, REFS. FAT32 we are not using anymore in server side because they are legacy file systems. You can say we are using since Windows XP. That means since year 2000 we are using this NTFS. NTFS is the default Windows or Microsoft file systems. NTFS support many good features, security, auditing, and all these things. We can use the NTFS. And REFS is the new versions of file systems. REFS, it has a lot of advantages. REFS stands for resilient file systems. It has a auto error corrections capability. So server side REFS is getting popular now. So but our default is NTFS. We can keep it NTFS and change the name. For example, I say data. That's my volume label name I can put, and then click next and finish. So this is my another new drive has been created. So if I want to see this drive, I'll go to this Explorer, this PC, and I can see this data. This is a new volume. So you need to go to File Explorer, this PC, and then you'll be able to see this drive. But from here, we can see from here as well. See, this is the my file data volume. I can see from the disk management as well, the same thing. This is my new. So that's how you create a separate partitions. That's how you create a separate volume. Now after that, this is just where doing some experiments. So now we're going to learn how to delete this one. So this volume, if you delete or if you delete the volume, you're going to lose all the data. But in this case, that's okay. Right click on this one and click delete volume. It says, are you sure you want to do it? Say yes. And now you have some unallocated space. In your case, you right click on again and say delete partitions. Sorry, 1 second. Yes, now it's back to normal. Now this one, I want to expand my C drive now. If I want to expand, I'll right click on my C drive and say extend volume. So basically this is in here. Yeah. So you right click in here. So if I want to expand, I can say extend volume, click next. And this is the space I have, click next and finish. Now I'm back to my normal, yeah. That's how we can extend, we can shrink. So those kind of things we can do. So disk management is the locations where we work with this disk. We make some changes and all the tasks we are doing in here. So default, when you have a new disk, that time we can provision that disk as MBR or GPT. MBR stands for Master Boot Record. Standard partitions table format since the early 1980s. Supports a maximum of 4 primary partitions per drive. Can partitions a disk up to 2 TB. And GPT stands for GUID partitions table. GPT is the successor of the MPR partitions table format. Supports a maximum of 128 partitions per drive. Can partitions a disk up to 18 exabytes. So use MPR for disk smaller than 2 TB. Use GPT for disk larger than 2 TB. By default, these days, when you do any disk provisions in server side, we actually use this GPT. We're going to look at how to implement this one. So that time, we're going to do some experiment with that. But now basic disk, initialized for basic storage, the default storage for Windows operating system. And dynamic disk, it can be modified without restarting the Windows system, provide several options for configuring volumes. So by default, this is our, I'll make it small. Yes, this is the basic, see the basic, but if you need to create more volumes and features, we can convert this one to dynamic. Then disk volume requirements include a system volume for hardware specific files that are required to start the servers. And boot volume, this is C drive. This is for Windows operating system files. So we have system volume and boot volume, these two things we have. So system volume is 450 meg, and C drive, that is the operating system's drive. File systems, when selecting a file systems, we can choose this FAT, NTFS and REFS. FAT we are normally not using, but EXFAT sometimes we using for flash drives. NTFS, it has a lot of advantages, all the security permissions, sharing options, data compressions, data encryptions, all these things is supporting by this NTFS. But REFS, backward compatibility support for NTFS, enhanced data verifications and error corrections, support for large files, directories and volumes. All these things is supporting by this REFS. REFS has a number of advantages over NTFS: metadata integrity with checksums, expanded protections against data corruptions, maximized reliability, large volume file and directory sizes, storage pooling and virtualizations, redundancy for fault tolerance, resiliency to corruptions, shared storage pools across the machines. All these advantages we'll have from this REFS. But REFS file systems only you will find in servers. Windows 10 machines, we don't have this REFS options yet. So how you get all these things? When you format any drive, that time you will get this all volume types, REFS, NTFS, FAT, you'll get all these things over there. And using the .vsd and .vsds file types, virtual hard disks are files that you can use the same way as physical hard disk. For example, today we have looked at Nano Servers. That was a virtual hard disk file format. And if you create any virtual machines, it will have these .vsdx file formats. That is the virtual machines. You can create and manage virtual hard disks by using the disk management and diskpart.exe. Create .vsd and .vsds files. Configure computers to start from the virtual hard disk. Transfer virtual hard disk from HyperV servers and start computers from the virtual hard disk. Use virtual hard disk as a deployment technology. Virtual hard disk is simply this file system. So if I want to look at, I'll go to my file explorer. I'll get to open a new one. I'll go to C drive. See if there is a shortcut. For me, there's no shortcut. Okay, C. Then we go to users. Then you go to public documents. And in here, HyperV, this is the default locations, right? That's where we put all our stuffs. Virtual hard disk. And in here, we can see we have all these files. If you create any, I have like Ubuntu servers, I have Windows servers, I have a Windows 10 machine, so many different stuffs I have. And all this is the VSDS file. They are all virtual hard disk file. So that means if you create one virtual machines, so that's actually a so if you create any virtual machines, basically it will create one of the hard disk, and all the informations we are doing, that will, everything will be stored on that hard disk. And if you copy that hard disk, that's a file, right? If I copy in my USB stick, and if I connect to different place, different computers, and if I create a VM and add that hard disk, it will run over there as well. So virtual hard disk, we are using a lot. This is the default from our Windows side. So there are many different disk types we have, such as EIDE, SATA, SCSI, SAS, SSD. They are all this disk. They are all has a read-write head. We're not using this EIDA anymore. SATA and SCSI you find many places. SAS, you can find this SAS disk as well. But SSD is getting very popular. Like all our hard disk is now SSD. That's the reason we can create the virtual machines faster. Like 7-8 years back, yeah, at least 6-7 years back, when you used to configure these virtual machines, for each of the virtual machines configurations, it takes more than 1 hour. We are just waiting when virtual machines will be created. But now is faster because of SSD. All these disks, they have a read-write head, but SSD, it doesn't need to have any read-write head. It has a memory chip, so it's a lot of faster, 100 times faster or few hundred times faster than the other disk. So server side, we are using SAS, but many new versions of server, they're using this SSD disk. So disk is important. Many different types of configurations we're going to do with the disk as well. Yes. All right, so we got a lot of things related with disk. That things we're going to discuss maybe tomorrow. So today we discuss virtual machines, servers, how we can use the servers and all these things. We have looked at how to work around the HyperV sites. So today is day 1. I think many things may be new for you, but over the time when you do practices tomorrow and next week, you'll get used to with this HyperV virtual machines, assigning IP addresses, network connectivity, and all these stuffs. You will learn automatically.